Speed is arguably the most divine power a being could possess, and the physics behind why reveals something profound about the nature of reality itself. When we think about superpowers, most people gravitate towards strength, flight, or perhaps telepathy. But speed, true speed, encompasses and surpasses nearly every other ability you could imagine. The faster you move, the more godlike you become. Let's start with the obvious. If you can move fast enough, you essentially become invisible to the naked eye. The human brain processes visual information at roughly 13 milliseconds per image. Move faster than that threshold, and you simply cannot be perceived. You're there then, you're gone, with nothing in between. To everyone around you, you've effectively but it goes deeper than mere perception tricks. Speed fundamentally alters your relationship with time itself. Einstein's theory of special relativity tells us that as an object approaches the speed of light, time dilates. For the person moving at extreme velocities, seconds pass normally, but for everyone else, hours or even days might elapse. A speedster could live through what feels like a normal afternoon while the rest of the world experiences a decade. It's not just a power, that's a form of immortality. Consider the practical applications. Need to be in Tokyo and then London within the same minute? Sufficient speed? You've achieved what would otherwise require teleportation? Need to catch a bullet? At superhuman speeds, that bullet appears to hang motionless in the air, waiting to be plucked like fruit from a tree. Need to think through a complex problem? If your brain operates at accelerated speeds, you could contemplate for what feels like hours while only a second passes in the real world. The energy dynamics become truly staggering when you examine them closely. Kinetic energy increases with the square of velocity. This means that doubling your speed quadruples your striking power. Punch thrown at 1,000 miles per hour carries exponentially more force than one thrown at 100. At extreme velocities, a simple flick of the finger could level buildings. The speedster doesn't need super strength because speed provides it automatically. What's more, speed grants what might be called functional invulnerability. Most attacks rely on making contact with their target, but if you can perceive and react faster than any threat can materialize, you simply won't be where the danger is. A bullet travels at roughly 2,000 feet per second. To someone who can move at a significant fraction of light speed, that bullet might as well be a slowly drifting balloon. Heat becomes a factor at extreme velocities, of course. Air friction would theoretically incinerate anything moving fast enough. But here's where the divine nature of speed reveals itself. Any being capable of true superhuman speed must, by necessity, possess some form of protective aura or altered physics around their body. The speed itself demands the existence of additional protections. It's a power that comes with built-in requirements for other powers. There's also the matter of perception. To move at superhuman speeds, you must be able to think at superhuman speeds. Otherwise, you'd crash into every obstacle in your path. This means a speedster's mind operates on an entirely different temporal plane than ordinary consciousness. They experience more moments per second, more opportunities for decision-making, more life per unit of time. In a very real sense, they live more than everyone else. But perhaps the most profound aspect of speed as a divine power lies in its connection to light itself. Light speed is the universal speed limit, the constant upon which all physics depends. It is, in many religious and philosophical traditions, associated with divinity. God said, "Let there be light." The closer a being moves to that ultimate velocity, the closer they approach something transcendent, something that bends the very fabric of space-time around their existence. The ancient Greeks understood something about this. Hermes, the messenger of the gods, was defined primarily by his speed. He could traverse the distance between Olympus and Earth in moments, deliver messages between the divine and mortal realms, and even guide souls to the underworld. His speed wasn't incidental to his divinity, it was the essence of it. Modern physics has only reinforced this ancient intuition. We now know that mass increases as velocity approaches light speed. At sufficient velocity, a speedster would possess infinite mass, infinite energy, infinite power. Mathematics literally break down. Equations produce infinities, which in physics often signals something fundamentally important, something approaching the boundaries of what can exist. Speed doesn't just compete with other superpowers. It absorbs them, transcends them, and renders them secondary. Flight is just speed with a vertical component. Strength is just speed concentrated into force. Teleportation is just speed without the journey. Even time manipulation is essentially what happens when speed reaches its logical extreme. This is why speed remains the most divine power imaginable. It touches the fundamental constants of the universe, bends time itself, and transforms its possessor into something that operates on an entirely different plane of existence. It is not merely a power, it is a pathway to transcendence.